this week I covered the SVS, the PB16. I've had this thing for about a year now. I know there's better subwoofers out there. But from like smaller companies, you can get like the Captivator. You can get, what is it, the JTR Captivator? That beast with like dual 18s. I can only imagine what that sounds like on the low end. The PB16, I've had that PB16 since December of 2017. I unboxed that thing. That is one of the heaviest things I've ever had to pick up in my life. I'm like an old guy, so it's like carrying it up a flight of stairs. It was like impossible. I had to have somebody come over and help me out. But that thing, it's an amazing sounding subwoofer. It's kind of like having a mini fridge or maybe like a dishwasher in your home theater. Like it's really big. It goes right up to the my armrest, so you can use it as a coffee table if you wanted to. You just place your drink on it. It's right there. You can just lean on it. It's a huge subwoofer, and the thing puts out massive amounts of bass. I love the subwoofer. The cone in that thing is super stiff, very stiff driver. Stiff driver. You can probably kick this thing and like you sprain your ankle. It's very stiff, and the fact that they have like an 8-inch voice coil in there. I think I was watching like a Martin Logan video on their Balance 4 subwoofers. I think they said they use like a 4-inch voice coil, if I'm not mistaken. And I was thinking, man, I was like, all these other companies, I think it was right. No, I don't think it was Martin Logan. I think it was Revel. I think Revel used the 4-inch voice coil in their $3,000 subwoofer. I think it was like a 12-inch. And I was like, damn, I was like, SVS is using an 8-inch voice coil, and it's $500 cheaper than yours. And I'm like, you guys are charging more money. And the PB16 is a very musical subwoofer. It's very tight. I mean, that thing moves in and out really fast. It hits those quick transients. It does that, and it also goes ultra low. I think it's rated at 13 hertz. Although you take it below 13 hertz, and I've got a small room, so you take a big subwoofer at that low level right there, those frequencies, you should get a little bit more extension, more than 13 hertz. But I put in Edge of Tomorrow. Not only the first day I tried it out, I was sitting here with the guy that helped me bring it up the stairs, and I literally thought I blew the subwoofer. I was like, holy shit! I was like, we just fucked up the subwoofer. He was like, what is that noise? I was like, I don't know, but I think we just blew this thing. So there was like a ton of like port chuffing that came out of the PB16. And then right after that, I mean, I had to lower. I took out one of the plugs. We tried that. I still got a little bit of port chuffing. And I mean, you have something. You spend $2,500 on a subwoofer. You're kind of thinking this thing is gonna be like unstoppable. But I mean, I guess everything has its limits. I guess 13 hertz is definitely the limit. I guess that's why these companies put a rating there, 13 hertz to 250. Anything below that, it just kind of struggled. Anybody that says their PB16 doesn't chuff under 13 hertz, man, I'd like to see that video. Make a video of that. I also got in this week the new Martin Logan ESL-X's. Anybody that loves 2-channel audio, Martin Logan's, clearly they're one of my favorite speaker brands ever since I was a teenager. The first time I walked into an audio store and I saw these weird looking speakers, I don't know what they were, and then I heard him. He played them for me. This is like in Pennsylvania. I went to the store in Pennsylvania. I can't think of the name though. Just like a musical concert right in front of my face. Things were just floating all around. Everything was like so sweet and delicate sounding. And then I looked at the price and it was like an enormous price. Obviously, I was a teenager. I couldn't afford it. And then you go ahead and watch. I think I was watching like Friends. Yes, I've watched Friends. They had I think it was the heiress. Yeah, I think they had the heiress in Chandler's apartment. The Martin Logans were in that video, in that show as well. That was kind of like a main player if you guys were into audio back then. But then, I saved up my spare change and I was able to purchase a pair of the ESLs. I'm gonna tell you, they sound awesome. These aren't even like their super expensive models either. These are like their second cheapest model of ESLs. They're $4,000 a pair, so $2,000 a piece. They have a smaller pair that I picked up, which are just the regular ESLs. The ones I have, they have two 8-inch woofers in there, which sound really good. It sound surprisingly good. Like, it puts out a surprising amount of bass. And I used I've been using Rotel. I think how many watts is it? I think it's 200 watts per channel Rotel amp. These speakers are great. If you like just detail and clarity, I could tell I was using a 16 gauge wire for my left speaker because it was further away from my amp, because my amp is like over here and then my speaker was over here. The left speaker was here and the right speaker was here, so I had to get like a 16 gauge wire, which is the extra long one, to go to the left speaker. Then I had a 12 gauge wire that went to the right speaker, and I was playing, I think I was playing the Beatles. I put the Beatles on. No, it wasn't the Beatles. I think it was like Radiohead. I put Radiohead on, and I was like, why is the right speaker that much louder than the left speaker? And it was just like, I came to the conclusion after I did a little troubleshooting that I could hear the difference between a 16 gauge wire and a 12 gauge wire. It may sound kind of stupid, I get it, but I swapped the wires around, and clearly the 12 gauge was just louder. It was just more open. It was more detailed. And I had never noticed that on any other speaker that I've had in here before. So if you guys are truly into just 2-channel audio, which usually I'm not, but I had a little extra money and I figured maybe I'll do some videos and get a setup in the living room for like some 2-channel audio. So I had to pick up some ESLs, and they're amazing sounding. I've been listening to them for like 4 days straight. And I'm also gonna have a little surprise product coming in on Monday, which is gonna be kind of lumped in with the Martin Logan review. That's gonna be a surprise, a beast review as well. I can't wait to get that product in. Amazing speakers, Martin Logan speakers. You guys gotta get them. If you guys you're like, I know a lot of people kind of like, they want to pick up their Bowers and Wilkins, which I love. Bowers are great. And then so it was kind of like, it came down to like some Bowers and some Kef speakers and some Martin Logans, but I had to go with the Martin Logans, man, because Bowers look great, but they're boxy looking. The Kefs were great as well, but those are boxy looking as well. And not only did I was more enamored with the Martin Logan sound, but it also kind of looked better in my living room. If you put a Martin Logan in there, you put electrostat in there, I mean, I know looks are subjective, but it looks more like maybe like a piece of art that's in your room. It doesn't look like a speaker. You know, you put a Bowers in there, or a Kef speaker, or whatever, an SVS in there, one of those Ultra towers, they look like speakers, they look like big black boxes. But you put an electrostat in there, that's kind of like it's like a centerpiece. You know, you have guests that come over, they're like, what the hell is this thing? You know, I have people that come over here, they're like, what's that? I was like, it's a speaker. And then you put some music on, and they're like, what? They're like, wow, there's like sounds that are just floating around your room without rear speakers. Just amazing experience. I love electrostats. What else we got here? Anthem AV60. I did that review as well over on Audioholics. Anybody who's a subscriber to Audioholics, leave a comment right now. Let's know who you are. But I did their AV60, AVM60. The review over there. That's a great sounding preamp processor, and it's only $3,000. I was a little surprised by the weight of that thing. Like, it only weighed like 29 pounds. And I think my Integra was like 39 pounds. And then the 8805, the Marantz 8805, also like another 40-pound processor. So I took it out of the box. I was like, this thing feels like a toy compared to these other two processors. But I plugged it in. Build quality on the Anthem products, man, fantastic. I mean, whatever the metal they're using, that textured sheet metal, it's like amazing. It's like almost like a rough stippled texture. It kind of makes the Marantz and the Integra, the Denon, I've had some Ankios, you know, they almost kind of use the same kind of steel that they wrap around the bodies. Feel cheap. The Anthem, like, there's some robust metal they're using there. and that thing was like really, really dense. So I was a little taken back by that. But I put that in there, and you know, without the Anthem room correction, it sounded really nice. I'll give it that. But then I used the Anthem room correction, ARC. Just like sounds were just, everything was just better sounding. Everything was just more localizable. Everything was just cleaner sounding. Bass hit better. It wasn't as boomy sounding. And it was like, the price was only $3,000. The thing's been out for like 3 years now, 2.5 years, I think. Came out like 2016. So I mean, my thought is that I know Emotiva is gonna come out with their new flagship processor. So like, I don't know if Anthem's gonna come out with something better, but I can only imagine that once Emotiva drops their flagship processor, Anthem's got to drop something as well. Because I think they came out kind of like the same time the Emotiva's older model, the XMC one, I think it is, and Anthem dropped theirs. I think it was about the same time. But I know Emotiva's dropping their big banger processor. I think it's 16 point whatever channels with direct live. But anyways, yeah, that's a little off topic. But the Anthem AVM60, killer deal. It's only $3,000. I'm not sure if I can recommend it because it's a little bit old now. I'm almost certain they're gonna have to drop something new. But that's amazing sounding processor. I'm gonna say right now, I haven't run Odyssey yet on the 8805, but I'm gonna lean towards the Anthem as the one that sounds better right now, unless Odyssey, just the new Odyssey sounds better. I haven't run it yet, but right now for $3,000, I like it better than the 8805, and I like it better than my Integra as well. But I should have the 8805 review coming maybe another 2 weeks. I was gonna try to drop that this week, but this whole past week, it's been, I don't have central AC in my apartment, so in my theater there's 0 windows here. It's been like 100 degrees in here. I haven't watched anything in here, so I was like, I couldn't even try it out. I popped in today was like the first day. It was like 70 degrees, 75 degrees. So I came in this morning and I watched a little bit of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I watched a little bit of that today, and I watched Ocean's 8. I was gonna do the Ocean's 8 review today, but I don't think anybody's gonna really care about that, so I'm probably gonna pass on that one. And I'm gonna watch Hereditary tomorrow. I watched that on Blu-ray, so I may do that review tomorrow. But yeah, man, it's been like super hot in the apartment. I couldn't do the 8805 review. I've been looking forward to doing it, but after coming off the Anthem, that's got the 8805's got a lot to work towards to be to be like my favorite. The Anthem sounds awesome though. If you guys have any other questions, you can always hit me up on Twitter, hit us up on Facebook, hit us up on Instagram. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. We always have some good pictures, so you can check us out there as well. Check us out on Patreon as well, man. We're always doing giveaways on Patreon. We give away digital codes all the time. Check us out there as well. Spare that change, spare that dollar. It helps us get these movies and beer for reviews. But again, thanks for checking out the video. We'll be back again for another live stream, and be on the lookout for the Martin Logan review and also the Marantz 8805.